we talk about getPicklistValuesByRecordType wire adapter. And this adapter we import from Lightning UI Object Info API module. So we use this wire adapter to get the values for every pick list of a specified record type. So in the previous wire adapter, that was get pick list values, we will have a challenge like if we have to get the pick list for 10 fields, we have to write 10 times the same code again and again. But get pick list values by record type gives us the freedom to fetch all the pick lists for a specified record type or object. And let's look into the syntax. Here we first import the wire, then import the adapter getPicklistValuesByRecordType from the Lightning UI Object Info API. Earlier we used to import the field for which we want to get the picklist value. Here in this wire adapter we have to import the reference of the object for which you want to import all the picklists basically. So here we are using account object and we are passing the account object to a adapter configuration, that is object API name. Earlier we were using with the get picklist values wire adapter, we were using the field API name for which field we were want to import the picklist, but here we are passing the object, so it will gives us all the picklists that are available in this particular object. So let's go and build a demo for this. And now I am in my VS Code and let's quickly create a demo component. So let's go and create a component. The component name is get list values by record type demo. Now the component is ready. We'll follow the same steps. We'll say first wire, import the wire, then we'll say import the adapter, and our adapter name is getPicklistValuesByRecordType, and this will import from Lightning UI Object Info API. Then we'll call the wire and we'll say this is my adapter and this is my configuration. In the configuration we have to pass object API name, and we are planning to fetch all the picklists for account object. So we'll import the account object first. Import account object from @Salesforce schema/account, our object name. We pass the object API name. The second thing we have to pass is record type ID, and for record type ID we need to use another adapter, and that adapter name is get object info. That also imported from the UI Object Info API we already seen in previous two wire adapters. So let's quickly call this as well. We'll say want to call get object info for the same account object. So we are passing the object API name as account object. It will store the info in the object info as a wire property, and once this info is available, we'll pass a reactive property here whenever the object info property has data and that data has called type ID. Wrap this up. So whenever you have this record type ID available, just call the get picklist values by record type adapter and gives us the data. And here what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a wire as a property, wire as a function, and I'll give that function name is picklist handler. Receive the data and error, data is there, Let's log that data. If error is there, dot log that error. And now we'll look into what kind of data is coming. And before deploying it, let's change the configuration here. We'll set some targets, and the target where I'm thinking to place this is a app page right now. And in the HTML, we quickly go and create the card, and in the card I'm passing the title, and I'm giving a div that will give some padding around our card. I will say data will come here. So our component is ready. We have just created a lightning card, div, nothing else. We are just calling first get object info. Once the information is available, we'll extract the default record type ID and pass it as a reactive property to a get picklist values by record type wire adapter. And that will receive either a data or error. Both we are consoling it. Just change it to console.error. Let's deploy this. Now it's deployed. Let's go and edit this. Add this component to our page. Edit the page. We'll go and search the component name. Get picklist values by record type ID. I'll place it in the right hand side top corner. Hit save. Let's go back and let's go to inspect and see what kind of data is coming. Just search your component name on the right hand side and then come here, and we are getting the get picklist field values, and that has all the name of our field that has the picklist values. So if we look into some of them, we can look into industry. We already have seen industry is coming, rating is coming. Rating, if we go to the values, you will see again the label and the values are there. So let's build a pick list for industry and the rating. So let's go back to our VS Code, and what we're gonna do here is we'll again create a reusable method, that is picklist generator, that will receive the data, and it will receive and transform our data into a proper label and values object like we did in our previous adapter, that was get picklist values. So what we are doing is we are transforming the data based on our combo box needs. I'm saying data.values.map item, take each object and transform them into a format called label. The label should be item dot label, should be item dot label, and then I want a value, and it should be item dot value. So this will return us the transform data, but here we have to pass the data in a proper format, right? So what we can do is let's create a property rating options, and let's define that property on the top, rating options, and we thought of using another drop down, that is industry options here as well. So we have two properties, and what we want is call the pick list generator, and have to pass the data that has value inside it. So if we go back and we'll see we have a data has a pick list field values, and then your field name, and after that it automatically has the values. What we're gonna do is come back and we'll say data dot picklist field, then field name, that is rating, and in this case should be industry. Now the data will pass, it will come here, it will transform the data and it will update the options. And we can add the handle change here, but before that we have to add the combo box. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create the combo box here. We'll say lightning combo box that has name, say rating, then we have label and give the label to as a rating, then we have a value, we can set the value rating, selected rating you can say, and then you have placeholder, select rating, then we have options, and then we have on change of this option what should happen, change, and let's go and map the options as well, that is rating options. I'll copy combo box and paste it again for industry in these two industry. The label should be industry, selected industry, select industry, and industry options that we are generating here, and handle change, let's keep the single handler. And this time what we want is we want this to be shown, this combo box to be shown only if the data is available. So what we can do is just let's wrap this with the if true directive and says if rating options are available then only load my combo box, and same thing we can do it for our another combo box. And in the second combo box we want to show only if the industry options are available. And let's go and create a handle change, so whenever any of the field change should come here and call this method, it will receive an event. And what we'll do is we'll print console.log and say event.target.value, and here we'll say event.target.name, so it will print for which target you have select the value. So name you will get here in the first one, name will be your rating, for the second one the name will be your industry. So let's see whether we are able to generate two pick lists, that is rating option and industry option. And we forgot one thing, that is selected rating and selected industry. We can create that property as well, selected rating and selected industry. And here we can check if event.target.name equal to industry, then update the value here for industry. Right, and if you have rating, we'll update the value of selected rating. And now if you see I'm writing so many times event.target, event.target, and also the best practice is here to just change it const. We are destructuring it, we'll say name and value, and that will event.target, and everywhere we'll just replace this with the name. This is a shorthand notation and a very helpful when you are writing so many things again and again. value, value. It will update, and if you want to see the value on the screen, you can print it here. Selected industry. Here selected industry, and here it's selected rating. Here it's selected rating. All good. Let's push this code and deploy this. And now it's deployed. Let's go and refresh the page and see. Likewise, you can actually get as many as picklists you want. So right now, out of all the picklists, we are just selecting the extracting the data for 2 picklists, rating and industry, and we're gonna show those picklists on the screen. So first is the select rating, that is hot, warm and cold. I select hot, so immediately it updates the selected rating. For the second thing, industry, you can select banking and it's updating. So if you have a use case where you just want to show only 1 and 2 picklists, you can go with get picklist values. But if you have a scenario in which you have to show more than 2, I would prefer to go with get picklist values by record type wire adapter. That gives you a freedom to extract as many picklists for a particular object. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.